I don't know about you, but I've noticed Naruto has gotten a lot of criticism of using his Shadow Clone Jutsu. Some people say he's useless at using them in battle, some say he's only good with them when his life is on the line. So I'm going to give you the progress development of Naruto using the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Alright, let's get started. Naruto was horrible using the Clone Jutsu at the very beginning of the series, until Naruto stole the Scroll of Sealing. For the longest of time, I believed Naruto, like everyone else, cheated by just looking into the scroll. But no, that is false. Iruka clearly checks out Naruto and notices he's been working hard trying to master this jutsu. He's sweaty and his clothes are scratched up. So Naruto didn't read the Scroll of Sealing and mastered the jutsu in a few minutes. He actually took the time and practicing until he got it down. He seemed very proud of himself with a huge smile. Naruto finally shows off the jutsu against Mizuki. He beats his ass and Iruka is like, I think it's time to make that boy a ninja now. Naruto gets his first headband from Iruka out of respect that he worked hard for this jutsu. Regardless of the situation and the events that occurred, he's still mastered a very high level technique. Iruka also pointed out they weren't illusions, they were real clones. So in my opinion, Naruto indeed worked for this moment. Later on, fast forwarding to the bell test, Naruto tries using the Shadow Clones again, but obviously fighting against Kakashi, who is a professional ninja and a Jonin. Naruto had zero chance here. Kakashi and Sasuke and Sakura were all amazed of what he was able to do here. But Naruto just went for the punch, and he ended up punching himself and not Kakashi. That only happened because Naruto's battle intelligence was pretty low this earlier on. Naruto's Shadow Clones got mad at him and blamed him and punched him. Now he's just standing there and it's pretty embarrassing. They all admired him for a second, but Team 7 now rejects him all over again for being, well, a joke with using the jutsu. Now we're going to keep this one short. Naruto without a doubt got so much better using the Shadow Clone Jutsu against Zabuza. This is when he seriously got down to business for the first time in battle. Naruto used strategy and teamwork with Sasuke, used the transformation jutsu to pull a fast one on Zabuza since he technically reached his face with it. If Zabuza didn't have dodged, well, Naruto would have had his first kill, so that's pretty impressive. Thanks to his strategy and working with Sasuke, he nailed it in this moment. Next up, when Naruto used himself as bait so these low-life swordsman dudes can run and try to kill him and Inari, but the purpose of doing this was because they have now let their guard down. Naruto uses the Shadow Clones to directly take them down from the back. Naruto made a vow that he won't ever run away again, and honestly, Naruto kept that promise to himself, which also made him grow intelligently with using the clone jutsu. Yes kids, growing up does help you with your intelligence. Now we get Naruto and Sasuke versus Haku. Naruto originally was randomly throwing his clones because this was the only jutsu he had at the time. Sasuke used Naruto's clones for his advantage to keep up with Haku's movements. I understand this is mostly a Sasuke moment, but without a doubt, Naruto made use of himself at the end of the day. During the Forest of Death, Naruto got swallowed by Orochimaru's snake. Naruto got insanely desperate, but once again, using the Shadow Clones, Naruto literally killed the snake from the inside out. This isn't a huge change, but it goes to show that he's not afraid to kill animals, I guess, especially killing the creature from the inside. Naruto vs Kiba is a fight I don't understand. Why did it take Naruto so long to use the Shadow Clones? Unless Naruto was figuring out a strategy the entire time, Kiba treated him like a dog toy. Then Naruto finally decided to use his move, but I'm just saying it would have saved him a lot of blood if he used the jutsu earlier. Naruto was inspired by Sasuke's Lion Barrage to create his own original jutsu called the Uzumaki Barrage. Either it was because of plot or Naruto was patiently taking his time to come up with a plan. Naruto proves once again he's not going to summon his clones unless he has a strategy in mind this time. He's learning from his mistakes, not throwing clones out randomly without a strategy in mind first. He did that with Kakashi and it failed. But obviously further into the series, it seems like Naruto isn't repeating that same mistake anymore. Now when he summons the Shadow Clones, he mostly definitely has a plan up his sleeve and he's going to deliver it much better than before. Now we get to Naruto versus Neji, and I think this is when the criticism finally begins. Naruto is at a very disadvantage right here. Naruto is fully aware if he gets too close to Neji, his chakra points will get blocked by him. So Naruto uses his Shadow Clones to randomly hit Neji without strategy, but I think that was the point. Naruto needs to figure out his fighting style and discover a way to hit him without getting hit by Neji. So he's using his clones for information value. So the real Naruto himself doesn't take that blow. The real Naruto would take a lot of damage if he is the one going in battle first head on. But now, Naruto pulls off the exact same strategy from the land of the waves. Naruto tries to hit Neji from behind since Neji was too busy fighting the other Shadow Clone. Naruto would have technically hit Neji directly in his face, but Neji ended up surprising everyone with the rotation. Naruto failed and Neji got the win on this. Naruto tries again, but now he can't even get close to Neji because since Neji revealed his rotation jutsu, now he just keeps using it for his full protection. So in this situation, Naruto's clones are not useless. Naruto just has never been in a situation where he can't touch an opponent. Since Haku's jutsu wasn't impossible to touch him, while when it comes to Neji, his jutsu is literally built to protect him from anything power-wise in the original series. Naruto is not useless here. He's just in a very impossible situation from his perspective. And to be honest, even if Naruto had the Rasengan, I don't see him landing a hit still. But if we're talking about the Rasen Shuriken with Sage Mode, then yeah, maybe he would have had a chance. But that is a completely different subject. Naruto and Neji have a battle clash. Both of them hit the ground pretty hard. Neji thought he had won fully, but Naruto used a Shadow Clone to cover the hole he was under, to then pop out and directly deck Neji into the chin of his face. It was a desperate move, but it was a smart one. Now we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite moments, like fucking ever. Naruto vs. Gaara with the 2K Shadow Clones. This is my favorite of Naruto in the entire series up to this point. Naruto summoned a huge amount of his blue chakra to give Gaara such an absolute total of a beatdown. He put all of his clones together using teamwork strategy and dogpiled on Gaara, kicking and hitting him left and right, just punching the shit out of this kid. Naruto also didn't mention this comes from his ninja handbook, so I'm guessing Naruto has been planning this idea for a long time, and he finally got the opportunity to use his strategy in battle. If Naruto was actually taking notes from his ideas and putting them into work, this 2K Shadow Clone attack really paid off perfectly. Skipping ahead again, during the Tsunade arc, Naruto doesn't at all rely on Shadow Clones since this is more of a training arc for his new ninjutsu. But the biggest moment here is when Naruto used his battle intelligence once again and summoned a Shadow Clone to maintain the structure and the balance of himself and the clone, both working together and finishing and mastering the Rasengan. Tsunade's reaction was just surprised and shocked, and called Naruto's performance ingenious for what he did in front of her. Now we finally made it to the Sasuke retrieve arc. When Sasuke trapped Naruto in his fireball jutsu, Naruto used his clone to form the Rasengan again, and the wind surrounding the sphere, he was able to get out of Sasuke's fire. I'm not sure if that was done on purpose to get out, or it just worked in his favor. Who knows? Now we finally get to the moment that inspired me to make this video, Naruto versus Kimimaro. I think we all can agree that this fight was not good at all. Naruto just randomly throws Shadow Clones at Kimimaro, and he keeps getting the same treatment over and over again. Kimimaro has no problem just killing all of Naruto's clones one by one. It goes on like this for like 3 episodes, I think, but Naruto is at a huge disadvantage here, so it's very understandable. It was never stated through Naruto himself, but it's pretty obvious if Naruto wants to hit Bone Man still over here with the Rasengan, he literally has to get closer to him to land that hit. And while Kimimaro is not going to allow that, Naruto would have actually died if he got closer to him. Trying to use the Rasengan, it's a ninjutsu where you have to hit the opponent directly. Naruto is not fast enough like Rock Lee that came and saved his ass. If Naruto was fast enough, he could actually get the job done. But Naruto never had that kind of speed training before. So Naruto has nothing to do but to rely on Shadow Clones and ninja tools. Once again, if he had the Rasen Shuriken, the whole situation would have been completely entirely different. Now we finally made it to Naruto versus Sasuke. The most cleverest technique Naruto used during this battle with his Shadow Clones was how Naruto was distracting Sasuke by throwing his clones at him. They are just coming out on him everywhere while the Shadow Clones is keeping Sasuke busy Naruto had enough time to summon even more Shadow Clones underneath the water, to eventually grab Sasuke to fly him high in the air and spinning in the air all the way forward, directly hitting him into the mountain rocks. As I showed you throughout the whole video, Naruto has gotten a lot better at summoning his Shadow Clones when he has a real strategy in mind. It may seem like Naruto is randomly throwing Shadow Clones at Naruto, but Sasuke needs to keep his eyes on top and not looking at the bottom of the water, for obvious reasons, so Naruto has the upper hand to attack Sasuke below. And it worked ingenious. But those are my opinions, so it's really up to you to decide if the Shadow Clone Jutsu was useless or impressive by Naruto. I have seen people criticize him of the way that he has used it earlier on in the series, but it's pretty obvious he does get so much better using the Jutsu itself with strategy and planning. And clearly at the very beginning of Shippuden, his timing of using the Shadow Clones also changed for the better. Alright, I am DLux, subscribe if you want, and please let me know what you think of this video. Have a good night, bye, and stay ninja weird.